All right. Get myself adjusted. Amen. All right. So you see the little logo. The logo comes from the TV show. Y'all remember the show called Friends? So the logo comes from the TV show Friends. But we're talking about the friend circle. So every fourth Friday, we deal with a little bit more of the friend circle. I want to step into the origin of friendship and the origin of what this thing called friendship means. Because we use the term real loosely, but it's a powerful term, and I think that in our generations, between our generations, friendship meant different things to different people. And so in order to understand what it's supposed to mean, I'm gonna dig into it. Now let me tell you how I got here. Contrary to popular belief, maybe. No, really. Those who know me and those who know me pretty intimately know that if there's one thing I am, and I learned it from my mama and my daddy, it's a good friend. I know how to be that. Sometimes to my own demise, because my mother and father used to tell me, well, everybody say that your friend ain't your friend. And I found that to be true, but only in searching out the elements of what friendship really is. And oftentimes, we make friends based on commonality in order to feel comfortable, in order to belong, in order to fit. We've joined organizations because we thought that people were our friends. We've gone to events because we were going to hang out with our friends. We've gone and hung out with people that we didn't even like that much, but we had common ground and we called them our friend. Well, who you going to see? I'm going to see my friend. Who you going to hang out with? I'm going to hang out with my friend. Who you going to the spa with? Girl, me and my girlfriends going to the spa. Who you going to the fair with? I'm going to the fair to ride some rides with my friends. And so the history of it is back in 1996, I met a group of guys actually. I had come home for a music workshop and I met a group of guys and I was sitting at the table with one friend and the group of guys was talking about the same thing that me and the friend at the table were talking about. And so we all kind of had common ground because they was talking about the Lord. So we were interested as a group of young preachers. And in that group, there was a guy named Grady. There was a guy named Keon. There was a guy named Lee that was in that group. There was a guy named Fred who was in that group. And they were talking about Jesus and just kind of expounding upon, I guess, somewhere that they had just came from that was church. And me and this guy had just Joseph Courts. We had just come from a workshop that we had done at Heavenly Host. And we all got together and exchanged information. And over the next few months, kind of hung out with them. They hung out with me. And we found out we had stuff in common. But watch this. Keon and I seem to have more in common than me and anybody else in the group. So Keon and I used to hang out. And then Fred and Lee would kind of hang out. So we were all brothers. We were all friends. But Keon and I seem to have more commonality. And so it was through going back to Alcorn and getting ready to launch campus ministry that had kind of fell into my lap that we really began to develop a friendship. So I invited Lee and I invited Keon to come down. And Keon was supposed to come and preach. And Keon couldn't because he had obligations at that time in the Morehouse. So he couldn't come. And Lee had obligations, but Lee broke his obligations because he had made a promise to who? To his friend. So when he sacrificed that, there's no shade on Keon because we still boys. We begin to develop a camaraderie and a friendship that began to be tested, and we didn't even understand the dynamic of what that was doing. But our connection has been over 30 years. And it is through the scope of that friendship and through a message that he would preach, he did a series. Every time he came back, he did this series on I was wounded in the house of my friend. Talking about David and Jonathan and their relationship, and talking about David being wounded because of his relationship with his friend Jonathan. So before, I think when we talked about friends the last time, Friend Circle, I don't believe I did. Did I dig into the PowerPoint? Did we do a PowerPoint? Did I just talk? I don't think we did a PowerPoint. We didn't do a PowerPoint. I didn't pull the PowerPoint up. I had started preparing it. So I'm going to dig into it, but I'm going to skip around in it if that's all right with y'all. Because I really want to dig into this concept of friendship and show us ourselves in friendship and relationship and where we get it right. And sometimes, watch this, where we get it wrong, not necessarily wrong for others as much as wrong for us. Ain't nobody talking about it. Not wrong for others, because oftentimes it's easy to please other people because they're so open with what it is that they want. The problem sometimes is being able to identify what we need and what we want.
Yes.
So sometimes when friendships fail, it ain't because I didn't fulfill my obligation to the friend. It was that friend never understood the obligation to fulfill for me. All right. Let's dig in. Let's dig in.
Come on.
Origins of friendship. Old English roots term friendship began as friendskap, combining the words friend and state of condition in Old English. Right? The Proto-Germanic origin, friend, derives from a Proto-Germanic Freund, meaning both lover and friend, showing deep connections. So it shows within the scope of what friendship means, or that meaning, that there is a deep, intimate relationship. But intimacy is not necessarily the physical intimacy that we think of, but a more spiritual and deep mental connection with people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so they termed it as lover and friend, right? Maybe that's where Usher got it from. Proto-Indo-European roots says that the ultimate origin is pray. Proto-Indo-European roots that mean to love or express affection. Watch this. We oftentimes find out in Scripture that prayer is also presenting ourselves in an affectionate, communicative way, intimately with God.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I pray to Him. I communicate with Him because I trust Him.
Yes.
So the communication has to be based on trust. Because is anybody in here that you talk to somebody that you don't trust? Do you talk to people you don't trust? You don't talk to people you don't. There's got to be some kind of trust.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk to you if I don't trust you're gonna respond. I'm not gonna have dialogue with you if I don't believe that you're gonna have to give me feedback.
Yes.
If they try to get kids to talk in school based on commonality.
Mm-hmm.
And so they do a bunch of different things to try to put them in a almost assembly line manner by saying, hey, you guys all have this in common. You all are this age together. you should be counting like this together. You should be programmed to be this way. And so sometimes our classmates, we consider our friends, which just because were born around the same time and because we are of the same age don't mean that we got the same stuff in common. And so what ends up happening is we start choosing people in our friendship circle that have commonality because we were taught that way in class, that, well, this is your kinship because y'all are alike in this way. That's saying that every Toyota, even though it's manufactured to work, is going to operate the same. Just because it come off the same assembly line, it may be part of the same batch, but that don't mean it's part of the same.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And so we oftentimes make our relationships there. But watch this. Understand that we are programmed by the educational institutions based on the way that they have set things up to build relationship based on commonality, in the sense that these are our classmates. We went through this course together. But the first friendships we really find are the friendships we have when we are born into the world. Now, first very friendship that we have, if we are in a normal, what we would call a normal functioning family, would be a child with his mother and his father. And so these are the first functioning, trusted relationships because I now depend on you to feed me. I depend on you to take care of me. But our first friends aren't necessarily our mother and father, even though they're our first relationships. They are the first ones who take care of us. They are the first ones who sacrifice for us. But our first independent friendships normally come from either siblings or cousins. It comes from siblings or cousins because we've been introduced by those who have been given leadership over us and who protect us to people who have commonality with us. And so our siblings are the ones that we don't necessarily depend to do stuff for us. We feel like I can have fun with them because they're depending on mom and dad too. You see? We're a little more equal than me. I'm not equal with mama. I'm not equal with daddy, but my siblings are more equal with because we all depend on our parents.
That's right.
See that?
Yes.
All right. The suffix that forms the abstract nouns denoting the state or quality or condition is seen in words like kinship or leadership is where we get friendship. Therefore, friendship is a person who I have attached feelings or love for and the state of that being. So a friendship is a vehicle in which I can communicate my affection and my love for somebody I am fond of. It's a vehicle. It's what we use. Our friendship. It's so funny that when we're young, because of images that we've seen and because of the lives that we've lived in different cultural backgrounds, male and female relationships are often complicated because people want to attach meaning to it that's not necessarily a meaning. Oh, he cute, she cute, they are fond of each other, that's his girlfriend. He cute, she cute, they're fond of each other, that's her boyfriend. We attach romantic aspect to those relationships without giving foundation to real relationships like family relationships. And that's why things like family reunions are important, so that we can understand that there are friendships and relationships that we have within the bounds of a family. Well, watch this, y'all ain't got to go and hang out and do nothing y'all ain't got no business doing. You got some people that are similar to your siblings that are your cousins, they just your distant siblings.
There you go.
We oftentimes don't go into the dialogue of explaining and exploring that. And that's what I love about like my forefathers, my parents, my relatives, because they always push that you know your people. You know, it's good to know your people.
Yeah.
You know, the old joke is you need to know your people so you don't mess around and date your people. But it's just good to know your people. And so I remember my cousins when I would go to Mississippi. They made it an every summer trip. And so I would go and I would hang out with my cousin Michelle, my cousin Tanya, my cousin Sean. These were my faves. These were like my sisters, my big cousin Dwayne. my cousin Man and my cousin Dion in Chicago. You know, I remembered these as my extended siblings. Did I have siblings? Yes. I had Deborah, I had Faye, and Catherine, and Deneen, and Jesse, and Nathan. You know, these are my immediate siblings, but extended beyond that, I had cousins that were sometimes more like siblings than my siblings were. So like my cousin Tony that lives right here in Flint, if I need to go talk to big brother type and I can't reach June, I can always reach Tony. And so we develop a camaraderie because my cousins, they feel the pain that I feel, maybe not on a sibling level, but it's kind of like a sibling level. And so oftentimes family value helps us understand the concept of friendship, but sometimes even in family values helping us understand the concept of friendship, we go out and begin to look for camaraderie and companionship based on our experiences sometimes with our family and our friends, whether good or bad.
That's right.
Right? Now, oftentimes, we give more of ourselves in those relationships because we have what is called an expectation.
That's right.
Expectation means I am going to treat you a certain way, and my belief is that you'll treat me just like I'll treat you because we're in this thing, this vehicle of affection called friendship.
Yes.
We're connected. We got stuff in common. Even if it's just we the same race. We got stuff in common. Y'all know how it is when y'all go out and about, you around folk that's a little more light-skinned than us. And you've been around them all a long frame of time, and then you see somebody that's a little dark like you, and you kind of get that, you don't know, but you give that nod of approval like, yeah, it's another one of us out here. Huh? You know how it is. I remember going away to college, and everybody in the college seemed like they from Tennessee or Louisiana or Mississippi, and then you find out somebody from Detroit. Hey, Detroit and Flint might not have got along before, but we all in Mississippi now. What up, Michigan? Because we got a commonality, watch this, based on what our cultural environment has been. So we have familiarity based on that cultural environment. Y'all?
Yeah.
So friend, person who knows and with whom has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. And see, to me, that definition is flawed because it only leaves two dimensions. It only leaves the dimension of something that is physical or intimate or something that is a family bond. And what happened to all of the friendships that are in between? What about your BFF? What about your best bud? What about people you don't date? People you aren't interested in? People that you're on a team with? They're bonds other than your natural kinship bond and your physical bond between you and a mate.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
To me, this would be denoted to be more animalistic. Because animals only have kin folks and then sex partners. I ain't talking back to what she's a friend of mine. That's my homie. That's my girl. We went to school together. We used to play in the mud together. We used to play in makeup together. That's your girl. That's your home girl. Y'all went to hair school together. You did nails together. You went through something together.
Yes.
There are comparisons that you made between you and your friend. But y'all were friends. Because you didn't feel threatened that your friend was trying to keep anything from you.
That's right. Yes.
Huh? Let's look at this. Colossians chapter 3. Somebody grab that. Somebody grab that in the King James Version. Somebody grab that in there.
Therefore, as the elect of God,
Colossians chapter 3.
yes, 12.
Go to verse 12.
Okay. Therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long suffering, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do.
So wait, read that again. Start at the beginning. Go ahead.
Therefore, as the elect of God,
As the elect of God. So watch this. I've already been elected into a family that is a kingdom family. That's the family of God. So I got kinship, but my kinship is divine kinship and not necessarily physical kinship. But I got relationship, right? So as the elect of God, what does it say?
holy and beloved,
Holy and beloved. That means that God has already set me aside. Watch this. And I am beloved, or I am loved because of who I be. I am loved. Watch this. Watch this. I am not loved based on what I've done, because I've done nothing but been born, or in this instance, been born again. I'm loved not because of what I did. I'm not loved because, oh, y'all gonna get this in a minute. I'm not loved based on my action. I'm loved based on the fact that I'm here. It's not my behavior. Because my behavior don't indicate why God loves me. Why God loves me. Watch this. When I understand my identity, then my behavior will line up. Oftentimes, we got issues with our friends because our friends don't understand who they are.
yeah,
And they don't understand who we are in contrast to who they are. They treat us out of what has happened to them, not understanding. Guess what? What happened to you happened to me too. But do you see how I handle you? I handle you in a way that I don't want you to mishandle me. So Jonathan and David, the reason why the relationship with them was like it was that Jonathan said, I don't know what it is about you, David, but I trust you so much that whatever you can use as a weapon to harm me, I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to trust that you'll never use what you could use to harm me. I trust you. I don't know you, but I trust you. You've not proven anything to me yet. Yet something in my spirit says it's okay. Okay, can I pick on you for a minute, Tony? I won't pick on Tony. Because Tony been with me for a minute. She's been a daughter for a while. And so it was only when Tony felt like she could trust me to treat her right, to treat her like she should be treated, and to treat her as daughter, that I was trusted enough to be able to embrace her because she knew I wasn't going to try no funny stuff. Ain't nobody talking back. She had her experiences, as the young folks say. She had folks try to cut into her. But she trusted that, no, this is going to be Dad. Dad ain't cutting into me like that. Because he look at me like daughter. He don't look at me like that. So I could trust him. Watch this. When she did that, she made herself vulnerable to a side of me that had to live trustworthy. Because if not, I would ruin the relationship. She had to trust that I wouldn't abuse who or what she was. You follow? Same time, I had to do it too, because I could have looked at her and said, oh, she's just going to get out of me what she can get out of me and going on. But I had to trust her to be daughter enough to say, I could be dad and I can be transparent, and I ain't got to worry about my transparency coming back to me again in the form of a conversation. You follow? You're vulnerable around the ones that you trust. I never have to worry about what I share with my mama coming back to hit me in the streets, because mama ain't going to tell him my business. As my mom and my dad will say, you ain't that important for folks to be sharing your business like that.
Okay.
You follow? But oftentimes what happens is because we don't understand boundaries and respect boundaries. See, here's the thing. When I love you, I love everything attached to you, even if I don't like everything attached to you. That means I gotta treat what's connected to you right. Because if I don't treat what's connected to you right, then I've treated you wrong.
That's right.
I've mishandled you. And oftentimes, people don't understand a simple word called respect. And because they don't understand the word respect, they don't know how to honor friendship.
That's right.
I saw a court show the other day. Me and a lady were watching it the other day, and the father was engaged to a woman, and he worked too much, and she ended up getting pregnant by the son. See, in the hood, we got a code. We got a bro code. We ain't doing that. That was your boo. That means she off limits to me. I wish I would. We got a code. We don't cross those lines because we respect one another. We have a set of boundaries that we honor. Make sense? So you left off that I'm beloved, and what else?
Holy.
And I'm holy. I'm set aside. I ain't holy because of what I did. I'm holy because that's what he made. Right? Keep on.
Put on tender mercy.
So because, watch this, because I am beloved and because I'm holy, because God made me holy and God loved me first, I'm supposed to show you tender mercy. What else? Kindness, humility, meekness, and long suffering. That means I can't be getting tired of you like everybody else is getting tired of you.
That's right.
Me and you need to have a conversation. And we can have a conversation to get past whatever it is. Because sometimes your behavior ain't based on something you can help. It's based on something you've been through. And you don't know how to walk out of that.
That's right. That's good.
You know, I hear women all the time talk about, well, he needs to be healed before he come to me. Well, baby, if you ain't helped in the healing, you better check yourself. Because anytime you come up unhealed, he going to have the same expectation of you. No, baby, you need to be healed before you come deal with me. Why can't we help one another in the healing? Why can't we nurture one another in the healing? Why can't we help our brothers and our sisters in the process of the healing? We can't because in our friendships, we are seeking us instead of seeking them.
That's good.
Ooh, I know I'm teaching
That's
good right now.
That's good.
Listen, my Lee, he gonna kill me, but that's all right. Because that's my boy. So he gonna have to forgive me. Because we've been rocking for 30 years. Lee, when I met him, God showed me how he had been betrayed. I can't describe how God showed me. All I know is the Lord spoke it to me immediately. And he let me identify the level of betrayal and the heartbreak as a preacher's kid and as a popular guy that he had gotten. And my prayer to God was, Lord, that's my friend. You called me to be connected to him. Don't ever let me betray him. And to this day, I've never betrayed my friend. Because my prayer was not seeking what I could get out of the friendship. My prayer was seeking what I could put into the friendship. And so we've oftentimes gone through things at the same time, together, dealt with some of the same stuff. Each one of us lost a parent literally months apart from one another. He had to be there for me and I had to be there for him. But watch this. We understood one another because we were never self-seeking. He would come and preach for me in Mississippi, and he would take all the offering that we had taken up to put in his pocket and either give it out to the students to put in the offering because they ain't had no money to put in the offering, or he would use up gas running errands to try to get stuff for the students that was on campus. And he would go back on his own dime. That's a friend, y'all. He wasn't trying to milk the relationship. He wasn't trying to get out of. I was a college student. I was in debt. I ain't had no car. That joker was doing good at the time. He was working these 2 jobs, and the jobs did him so well. He had 2 vehicles. He had to pick which one he was gonna drive down south. But it was never about what our names or platforms could do for one another. He gonna kill me when I tell y'all this, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. When we had the first service at Obedience Tabernacle in Mississippi, he went against his pastor's orders. Y'all ain't gonna talk back to me. He had just connected with a ministry. I ain't gonna say no names of what the ministry was. It's a very well-known ministry. He had connected. He was supposed to serve as an armor bearer and go through ministry class. And the requirement was that when you join up in a minister's council in this particular ministry, that you can't minister anywhere for 3 years. And he said, I already made a promise to my best friend. I'm going to have to renege on that. And because of him reneging on that, he went through trials and tribulations within that relationship. But watch this. He sacrificed that because he believed in his word that he had given the person that was his friend. You follow? There have been people who have been in leadership who have told us, yeah, y'all don't fit, y'all need to disconnect. 30 years later, we still rolling.
Amen.
You follow what I'm saying? You know, it was never about what Jarvis could do for him, what Lee could do for me. It was always about how to help one another, how to make one another's lives better. Brother, you need something. What do you need from me? Because everybody else going to require something of you because they look at you in a different capacity. But I'm your brother. You see that?
Yes, yes.
So my goal is, if I'm going to be a friend, I got to be clothed with kindness and compassion and humility and meekness and patience and long suffering. Right? That's the instruction he gives us in Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 and 13. See that? What does the Bible say about friends? Somebody give me Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. Y'all get anything? Who got Proverbs 17 and 17?
A friend loveth at all times.
Wait a minute. Hold on. At what time do a friend love you?
At all times.
Well, now, if I'm frustrated with you, I ain't got to love you. When am I supposed to love you as a friend?
At all times.
Do I have to love you when you get on my nerves?
At all times.
Do I have to love you when you lost everything?
At all times.
Do I have to love you when you always asking for money?
At all times.
Do I have to love you when your life is frustrated and it frustrates me?
At all times.
What about if I got other stuff going on? When am I supposed to love you?
At all times.
Well, when is all time?
At
All time. So that means that there's not a time that comes up, no matter convenient for me or convenient for you, that your friendship, I'm supposed to abort it. I'm supposed to walk away from it because, I got too much going on. What you sound like?
Exactly.
Because a friend is the bridge that help you make it over what you're going through.
Come on now.
Now, I ain't gonna talk back to me.
That's good.
If I got friends that walk away when stuff get tough, I don't need you. Oh, what Dr. Willis say? He said, if y'all your friends walked away and Jesus ain't gone, ain't nobody left. Oh, that's a good.
Right.
Clock that T, Dr. Willis. If all your friends walked away and Jesus ain't gone, ain't nobody left. Huh? A friend loveth when?
At all times.
What about at 8 o'clock?
At all times.
6 o'clock in the morning?
At all
So if I call you at 4 o'clock in the morning with the tears streaming down my face, you still supposed to love me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. I was just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
So there ain't no time on my watch it. You ain't supposed to love me as my friend, right?
That's right.
That's if I'm your friend.
That's right.
Hello.
That's right.
What's Proverbs 27:17 say? Oh, couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
Iron sharpens, as iron sharpens iron.
Uh-huh.
So a man sharpens the continuance of his
So as iron sharpens iron, a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. What does that mean? That means that there's sometimes some hard truths and some tough conversations we gotta have that's gonna make me rub you the wrong way and make you rub me the wrong way. But guess what? When it's all over and done with, after the iron got friction with the iron, I'm sharpening your countenance. Have you ever seen somebody who's played on the team and they played on the team and they were the captain of the team, and the person when that was their teammate, when they lost on the team, the person held their head down and they said, "No, I ain't gonna hold my head down. I ain't gonna let you hold your head down." And they took their hand and lifted your head up so you wouldn't be down, because they said, "Hey, if we lost as a team. We lost together."
That's right.
Okay, that's just a game, baby. That ain't the championship.
That's right.
And if it's a championship, we got next year.
Come on.
And if we ain't got next year, we can play in the summer league. And if we ain't got a summer league, we'll try something else. But we ain't no losers just because we lost. We learn from the losing.
Yes.
Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me.
Good.
That's what I love about, watch this. That's what I love about my friend. Because my friend, when he said, "No, Pastor, I love you, but I promised my friend that I was gonna connect to him. See, you might not like me next year, but my friend gonna be my friend. And so I understand that you got 2,000 that follow you, but my friend ain't got but 15. And I'm trying to help my friend keep him."
Come on. That's right.
You follow? He labored with me when I didn't have nothing to give him. See, a friend is a friend when you ain't got nothing to offer them, and they still love you.
Yes. Yes.
That's a real relationship.
That's right.
So I know my mother and my father love me because I ain't have nothing. But they labored with me because they believed in me. You follow what I'm saying? We got to start believing in one another. Even in the middle of our mess, even in our inconsistencies and our problems and our situations, I believe in you. You might not talk right now. You might not talk real good, but I believe in you. Y'all follow?
Yes.
I know this is a friendship circle because 2 of my friends have called me since I've been teaching this lesson, but I ain't talked to them in a minute. And I know I need to call them back. And so after friendship circle, I will be calling them brothers back. I know this is God. What does John chapter 15:13 say? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Friend loveth at all times. That was Proverbs 17:17, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it says something else after that. Wait a minute, go back to it. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loveth at all times," right? But it's the scripture come after that. What scripture come after that say?
And a brother is born for adversity.
Ah, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
What?
So a friend loves no matter what.
Yeah.
And a brother is born. Well, what is adversity? That's problems. So what you're telling me is that my friend gonna love me when I got problems, and my brother is born to help me with my problems? Watch this. Not only is my brother born to help me with my problems, because adversity ain't just problems. It's when I got an adversary. It's when I got an enemy. My brother is born to stand with me against my enemy.
Yeah.
So I'm never standing alone if my brother's born for adversity,
That's right.
because my brother was born to help me through it.
That's right.
Which means when I got an enemy, I need to be asking God, send my brother.
That's right.
Ain't nobody talking back to me. Now see, my brother in this instance is not who you think my brother is in this instance. My brother that was born for adversity is the one that was born of the Virgin Mary.
Mm.
It's my elder brother Jesus.
Oh.
He was born for my problem. He was born, watch this, so that when I had an enemy, he would stand up and say, what's the problem?
Mm. Come on.
All right.
That's good.
Born for adversity.
Yes.
So, a friend loves at all times. A brother is born for adversity.
Yeah.
Jesus was born in order to step in the stead because, watch this, Father in redemption and covering, brother in protection, spirit in regeneration.
Mm.
3 different offices, same God.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpen iron, so the man the countenance of his friend. Then John chapter 15:13. Who got that?
Okay, greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his.
Greater love hath no man than he lay down his what?
Life.
His existence
For his.
for his friend. So, wait, because when I explained to y'all the scenario about Lee, he kind of laid down his life, didn't he? He's like, yeah, I know that's what I was told, but I honor my friend.
Yes.
I ain't trying to be rebellious, but I gave my friend my word. And I believe in my friend. So do to me whatever you're going to do to me. But that's my friend. Greater love have no man than he laid down his life for us. So Jesus was your friend. Not because of what he wanted from you, because think about it, y'all. What can we really offer Jesus? Like, for real, what can we really offer him? Like, no, I mean, I know you're cute and everything, but what can we really offer him, you know? I know you talented, you sing praise and worship, and you pray to the Rocky Mountains come down, but what can you really offer Jesus? You know, I know you can push the skin off a snake, but what do we really have of value that we can offer him? That, watch this, will repay what he did for us. Okay. We're gonna dig into the scriptures a little bit more later, but let me go to this. Abraham was known for his faith and trust, which is why God called him his friend. You see that? That's something for God to call you a friend.
Yes.
Ain't that something? For God to say, you're my friend. I talked to you about it before. Loyalty in adversity. David and Jonathan demonstrated unwavering loyalty. See that?
Yes.
Jonathan said, I'm giving you my armor. I know you don't know what to do with it, but I ain't worried about you hurting me with it. Not because I trust your hand. I don't know your hand. I trust your heart, though. And if I trust your heart, I ain't worried about your hand. Because your heart will stop your hand from doing anything.
Yes.
Man, some of us ought to shout right there.
Good. Yes.
Because sometimes our hand was skilled in something, but our heart didn't let us do it. Huh?
Yes.
Devotion and sacrifice between Ruth and Naomi. Their friendship was marked by a steadfast devotion and a willingness to sacrifice for one another. Paul and Timothy, the relationship reflected some mentoring, encouragement, and spiritual growth through friendship. And watch this, they understood when it was time for them to separate. They understood when it was time for them to do two different missions. But it didn't affect the friendship.
Yes, that's right.
Isaiah 41:8 describes the relationship between Abraham and God. Book of 1 Samuel describes the relationship between David and Jonathan. Said that David loved Jonathan loved David as his own soul. Right? Ruth and Naomi. Jesus and his disciples. Jesus considered his disciples friends, followers, and not just servants. They shared what he learned from his father with them. They grew together. They grew together. Just like us at Verb Church, we are growing together. As I get revelation, I share it with you. So when we talk about the Bible, when we talk about revelation and what God has done and what God is doing,
Amen.
we're in relationship. We have friendship. Friendship and kinship, right?
Yes.
Job, his intercessor. In his suffering, Job refers to a friend who pleads with God on his behalf. And we see it in Job chapter 16. So from Exodus chapter 33, verse 11. Somebody grab that. And I'm almost done for tonight. But I wanna dig in this a little bit so we can understand friendship on this level. Exodus 33.
So the Lord spoke to Moses
Yep.
face to face,
Yep.
as a man speaks to his friend.
See that? He spoke to Moses face to face in a familiar place. He exposed the secret of himself. You get that? In his conversation, he exposed the secret of himself, just like a man would his friend, right? Watch what it means in the Hebrew. It comes from a word riyah, which means neighbor, friend, or another. It also comes from a word in the King James Version that means brother, companion, fellow, friend, husband, lover, neighbor, or another. Right? It comes from a word that has its origin that means an associate, but it comes from the origin of the word, which means to shepherd. So I trust you to lead me. See that? Now, Proverbs chapter 18. Right? What does Proverbs chapter 18 verse 24 say? This is where it's talking about what a person must do in order to gain friends.
What is it again? Proverbs?
18:24. And this is my last scripture for the night.
A man that had friends must show himself friendly.
Okay, watch this, y'all. Watch this. I'm getting ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the deep revelation?
Yes.
You ready for the deep revelation?
We ready.
All right, y'all ready for the ride?
Yeah.
Ready for the roller coaster
Oh,
ride?
come on.
Check this out.
Uh-huh.
In the Hebrew, the word friend comes from a verb. It's an action word. It means one who loves, who is a lover of, who is a friend to, and who is loving. Right? It means beloved or beloved like. It means to have affection for. It means to show affection for. So watch this. In order for one to have friends, in order for us to have people who love us, call us beloved, are loving to us, show affection for us, call us the beloved,
Yes.
they must show themselves friendly, which comes from the Hebrew word, watch this, re'ah, which, get this, means to be evil, to do wickedly, to do harm, or was displeasing to oneself.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
In order to have friends,
Yes.
I have to be willing, get this now, I want you to see this in the literal sense of the word. I want you to think outside the box. To be evil, to do wickedly, to do harm, to break, to be displeasing to one's self, which means to lay down one's life, to sacrifice, to give beyond measure, to allow themselves to be vulnerable and yet hurt. So in order to get friends, you got to show yourself vulnerable, transparent, willing to sacrifice oneself.
My God.
I cannot be selfish and gain friends.
Yeah.
I must be selfless
Mm.
to gain true friends.
Yes.
And so the apprehension that the enemy wants me to feel is, let me be scared from what happened last time so I never get friends and I live in isolation.
Oh my God.
So when I don't get friends and I even live in isolation, I cause myself to be an idol to myself. And I worship me.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Huh?
Wow.
Because what happens is I measure everything by me. I'm the standard. So I measure it by me. So no, you're not going to get close to me because they don't feel right. No, I've been through that before.
Yeah.
I've experienced that. I've had that happen. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to let you close. You're not going to hurt me.
Oh my God.
I don't let God protect me. I protect me.
Ooh. That's good. Mhm. That's good.
I protect me.
Mm.
I don't lay down my life for nobody. Because I don't love nobody but self. Self-made.
Yeah.
No, the relationship, last time I was in a relationship, it hurt too bad. Not gonna do it. You don't get to hurt me. You don't get to wound me. Because in order for me to let you in, I gotta let down the walls and I gotta trust you.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a weapon that can destroy me and trust that you won't destroy me.
Oh. My God.
That's heavy, ain't it?
Yes.
That's heavy. Everybody stand to your feet. Tony, stop the live stream. Stop the live stream.